Hey guys, welcome back to RP Boogle Tutorials with me, Becca. And since it is the spooky season of October, I decided to do something real fun and do like autumn and Halloween inspired stuff. And today we are gonna do Wirt from Over the Garden Wall. If you don't know what that show is, I definitely do recommend it because it is a really good one and it's the perfect show to watch during like October and November, and even if it's not either of those months, it's still a good show to watch. And I've actually cosplayed him a few times, so if you're looking for a neat Halloween costume, this is a good one to start with. And I'm gonna do something where it's like I'm gonna do one part where you do the basic Wirt makeup and then another part where he's like really creepy looking. But I'll do a timestamp to tell you like which one ends and the other begins in case you just want to do standard. So I'm gonna do this little spot for timestamps. Okay, that's enough time. Alright, so let's begin. Alright, I know I look really weird right now, but trust the process. As always, we start off with foundation and dapping that all over our face. Okay, after we get the liquid foundation on, we go in with powder foundation, just to help you pick up any loose ends you might have missed, and to also like help with the liquid to help it dry a bit more by adding in a drier one. Nice. Now that we got the foundation on, we work on contour. And as always, we work with my contouring stick that is really a foundation stick, but I use it for contouring. And for this specific cosplay makeup, we're gonna make our face look a bit softer because he's a young boy. So we're gonna just go to the 3 points. Just the forehead, the under the cheek, and the chin. And then we just blend it all out. And then we blend out this part until we get to the other part. I am gonna add in the powder foundation. Okay, I am gonna add in the powder contour just to help bring it in a bit more, but I'm not gonna go too overboard because for this one, we're going softer. Even though he's a boy, and in the last video when we were doing male makeup is to make things sharper, we're gonna go softer just because he's a younger boy. He's a younger teen, and that's kind of what the look that we're, that's the look that we're gonna go with. I cannot talk. Please be patient. And as always, for our contour, we use Aesthetica. Wow! And for always contouring these, we're gonna use the 3 bottom ones, but I think for this one, we're gonna use the reddish one and this one. And don't use too much, because again, we're going for softer. Yeah. All right, now that we got the face contouring down, we're gonna do the nose contouring. And again, we use Aesthetica, and I'm gonna use this little rounded brush as well as the square brushes that I have. And as always, we're gonna stick to the main bottom ones. Also forgive me, my brushes are wet, cause I remember that I was filming today, but then forgot to clean my brushes from the last time I did makeup. Don't do that. Make sure your brushes are dry. And because of Wirt, and he has more, however you do nose contouring, you can either do it thin or thin, it's whatever, it's up to you. I think I'm gonna do mine, thick, just because like I'm making it a bit more round and more fun, but I'm gonna, that might bring it in actually a bit more. Trust the process. And because this brush is wet, I'm gonna use a drier one to help me because this brush is wet, I'm gonna use a dry one to help blend in the nose contour a bit. All right, we got the nose contouring down. So now what we're going to do is the eyes. And typically what I do here is that I would use more natural colors like browns, oranges, reds, yellows, like autumny colors just to fit the mood of fall and what the aesthetic of Over the Garden Wall is, basically, and just roll with that. And for what brands and like stuff we're gonna use the Wirt and Beast red, orange, and red palette, the L'Oreal brown palette, like the eyeshadow palette, and then finally the NYX Ultimate eyeshadow palette, the natural edition. Wow, it's probably not called the natural edition, but that's what I'm calling it. All right, for what we're gonna start off first is typically I would use the yellowish palette from the NYX to just start off with like a nice little base. Alright, now we're gonna use the more like this brown, this like skin colorish, as well as this one around the corners of your eye. And then we're gonna work light from the corner to dark on the outside with the gradient method that I use for my feminine cosplay or feminine makeup tutorial. Alright, now I'm going to switch up palettes. Now I'm going to use the L'Oreal brownish, and I'm going to go working with the more orangey tone here for the middle of the lid. And that would be like right here. And just blend it. Boop, boop, boop. Maybe just put some a bit under your eye too, because we're going to maybe put some under. It's all coming together. We're gonna go back to the NYX palette, and we're gonna use a little bit of the darker brown right here, just for the ends of the eye, like right here. If you mess up a bit with the brush, you can use your finger just to help even it out. Alright, I'm gonna use a bit more of the browns, like a darker brown. So going back to L'Oreal, and I'm gonna work with more so this one because I don't want it to be too dark, but at least dark enough to notice. Yeah, that's better. And now for like a little touch, we're gonna use the Wirt and Beast and use a bit of the yellow and orange. The yellow towards the corner of your eyes to make it a bit pop, and then the orange on the lid just to make it a little sparkle, because there's a little metallic sense in the colors, so it's fun to use that. It's okay. I just want to make sure everything is right, and I have a mirror next to me, but it's not bright enough, so I'm just gonna stick with this and hope for the best. And I think it looks good so far. Now we're gonna do a nice little signature touch, which would be like his little red nose blush. Like, typically he has a triangle nose, but like you can tell that it's pinkish. So usually what I've seen in a lot of different cosplayers is that they would make the nose a bit more red and like have like blush around the cheeks. And with this part, you can do whatever you want. If you want to add blush to the nose, you can, but you don't necessarily have to. It's just a nice little like individual touch that you would like to do, like to make it more stylized. But you don't necessarily have to do this. You can do it however you want, whether you want to do like a lot of blush on the nose or like a little bit of blush where it's like it seems more natural. That's up to you, boo. You do what you want. And like always, we use Mr. Wirt and Beast blush. Wow. And we also use e.l.f. And as always, we bring out our poofy brush. Wow. I'm trying to make this sound so extra. I don't know what I'm doing. I know some of you at home or on the go might be thinking, but Becca, you're covering up all the nose contouring. Well, that's okay. It's fine. It's okay. I'm gonna use a different blush to lighten it up so it's not too red. And this is also the same brush that I had highlighter on. Oh, it's making my nose shiny. I'm gonna use a bit of e.l.f. for their nose now. I'm gonna put some on my cheeks along with the Wirt and Beast. So with the nose, use like the reddish tone. Dab it underneath and just work your way up. I honestly don't know if my camera blurred out, or like I don't know if my camera just unfocused for a second, or my eyes did. I don't know anymore. But I feel like my camera is not as unfocusing as it did in the past too. Now it looks like I have a cold. Perfect. Let me blend it out with a different product. I meant to say brush. I know words. I totally know words. Look at this mood lighting the natural sunlight is making. Wow. Now it really feels like autumn. It's Halloween, baby. Well, not yet. All right, now I'm gonna do a quick touch the lips, and then I'm gonna add highlighter and then the brows. And then one other special touch, but I'm getting ahead of myself here, so let's just focus on one thing at a time. We're gonna do the lips. And with the lips, using a natural lip stick. I almost forgot the word for a second, or said lip balm. Yeah, it's a lipstick. So we just use this nice little natural L'Oreal lipstick and put it in the middle. Our way around. We're also gonna include this one as well. Also L'Oreal. Also a more natural lipstick, but it's a bit more shinier. Just gently use your hand and then put your lips together and then just gently rub it together. It's always good to use your hands when you're ever doing artistic things like this. But don't stick your hands into chemicals, because that's bad, kids. Okay, now we're gonna work on the eyebrows and then one other thing, and then we're pretty much done. Well, we'll see. Since Wirt is a natural brunette, well, not natural, but like, since Wirt has brown hair, I'm gonna use a dark brown, and I'm gonna use the L'Oreal palette, but like this dark brown that we didn't use before. Just so this one. And again, just try to get your brows as even as you can, and if you can't, that's totally fine. Kind of look like a clown in a way. I don't know. Something about it reads clown to me. It might be the nose. It might as well be the red nose. Alright, now that we got the brows done, we're gonna add in freckles. And again, this is more of a stylistic choice. You don't necessarily have to do freckles, but if you want to, you most definitely can. And to make those freckles, we're bringing back this boy. I have a much cleaner one now. I've had one forever. Oh, I have a cleaner one. I just didn't use it last time because I didn't want to, but now I am. And the fun thing about these ones is that you can just pop them out. So I'm gonna pop them like, wait. Yeah, you can pop it out. So just give me a minute to pop out the ones that I need, and then I'll be right with you guys. Okay, I got them all popped out. Like the ones that you would most definitely need are orange and brown. Orange and yellow. As well as black. And with this process, since it's a water-based face paint, you would need to have a good brush to flick with, and I typically use a paintbrush. But if you have like a makeup brush that's really good at flicking, you can definitely use that as well. This is just my preferred method. And this time, I brought water with me, so my brushes are wet now. And now we're gonna mix a little bit of black. Not too much, so like it doesn't look like too black and poopy. So we're gonna mix the yellow a bit. Magic. Not really, but magic. We're mixing the yellow a bit, and then we go in and mix the orange. I don't know how to do this without covering my face. And then back to a little bit of black. I don't know how I would mix paints with that way. Maybe, no. Because I want to show you the process. All right, now that we got it paint covered, we're gonna, I might need to wet a brush. I might need to wet the brush a bit more because it's not giving me the flick that I want, so. Okay, it's a bit more wet, so. And again, the main points to do freckles are like your forehead, like on the bridge of your nose, and like a little bit of the cheek area, because that's like where the freckles are like most prominent. Like you can see here a little bit where the freckles like are. And I'm gonna make a different shade of like the brown, so just like you have different textures, different depths of color in your face. So I'll wish you luck. So just give me a hot minute to do the other ones. And again, before I forget, you do this as many times as you need to do to get the effect and to get the look that you want. So if you only want to do this a few times, just get a little bit of freckles, you want to make your face full of freckles, do it however times you want, just do it enough to get your desired look. All right. It's all coming together. Okay, one thing that I forgot to do was to add highlighter, and I'm just gonna use this on the nose and the cheeks, and you don't necessarily have to do this step if you don't want to. This is just what I want to do and just to show you like what I typically do. And again, we bring out Miss L'Oreal and her beautiful highlighter palette. We go with the pinks. All right. Okay, so just give me a hot minute to change into the costume of Wirt. And just to keep in mind, I'm not gonna use a wig with this. Like, however you want to do, if you want to use your natural hair, however you want to do it, you can either use your natural hair, or if you want to use a wig that you can like buy if you have a wig already, or if you bought one on Amazon, or however you want to do it, that's totally up to you. And with this costume that I got it off of Amazon, but if you want to make the costume, buy it, that's totally cool. Do whatever you are comfortable with. If you want to make it, that's great. If you want to buy it, that's also great. Do whatever you want. So itchy in my face. The hair here. Hold on. Alright, so this is Wirt. Alright, thank you for making it this far, and hopefully you can stay for this little bit. because now we're gonna make him look extra creepy. Wow. And as I said before, you don't necessarily have to stay this long, but if you want to, that'd be great. That's awesome. So yeah, okay. Just to let you guys know up front, we're gonna use contacts with this. If you don't have contacts, that's okay, because contacts are expensive. And for the contacts that we're gonna use, can you see them? Okay. Yeah, for these we're gonna use like some whiteout ones. Like you can see a bit closer, like these whiteout ones. As well as, you can probably see it if it's, we're gonna use this one as well, as you can see. And again, you don't necessarily have to use contacts. I'm just doing it for this video. But if you want to, that's great. Do it. And I want to take the cape off as well, just to get more mobility. So give me a hot minute. All right, I also rolled up the sleeves to not get the sleeves messy, but here we are. Nice. For this makeup look, it's actually gonna be inspired by this cosplayer and what they did with their work cosplay. I'm gonna put all their socials below, but this is their photo as well as their like little tags on here. But this is basically the look that we're gonna try to go for and accomplish. Hooray! And we're gonna start off with whatever eye that you want, whether the right or the left. I'm gonna do my right eye because why not? And for a starter, we're gonna use the black eyeshadow palette from L'Oreal just to get the darkness on the eyes. And for like, you're gonna make your one eye that you're gonna do blind more dark than the other eye. And if you're not gonna make yourself blind, that's good. Don't actually make yourself blind, please don't. We're gonna use the nice brush and just darken our eyes, make it like under the eye as well as over the eye. Oh, I actually put an eyeliner on my actual, what? Okay, ignore that part, people. It's okay. All right, we made our eyes look like little raccoons. Nice. Now on to the next step, which is drawing the lines all over the face. And to do that, you can either use the eyeliner pen, or you can paint it on with some Snazzaroo. Whoa! And for this, I'm just gonna use a combination of both techniques so you can get an idea of what to do. And this particular aspect of the creepy look doesn't take it that long, but it's nice to add in like those little details. And if you're wondering, I'm looking at my phone to get the reference photo that I did in the cosplay last time. So it's always good to have your references. Always have references when you're doing stuff. So if you see me looking down a lot, that's also why. So when you're doing do them across your face. You can start out the forehead and just do, and it doesn't have to be like the lines are connected, but make it intersect your eye in some way, or at least the eye that you put the most makeup on. Once you get the first line down, it all nonsense breaks loose. And then you can like also intersect like this. Just keep hang on for even hang it out to the side. And this is just with the eyeliner pen. So I want to show you a quick of the Snazzaroo to see if it gives off a different look. For this particular thing, you want to use like a thinner brush to get the look. So wet your brushes, put it on the Snazzaroo. You can even see it causes a different look. Don't be afraid to get it into your hair, like that. On your neck to make it seem like corruption on. If you're wondering why I disappeared for a minute, I had to fix this one little area. It's fine, we'll fix it in post. And don't do too crazy of a thing. I might just tweak up this little area because it got a little bit messed up. But overall, it's looking good, looking great, looking good. Might do some little details with I make this seem very crazy. So I'm gonna take a quick pause to fix this little area up, but then I'll be right back. Okay, I kind of fixed the area, and I also started to darkening up my face. And to do that, you just use a brush and just go to town. Started to realize I did a lot to this makeup than opposed to what I did last time. But you know what? Make it dark and gritty. And I got way too focused because the idea struck to me as I was trying to fix it. Be like, you know what would be cool? Making the darker part of your face. I realized as I was fixing that it'd be a cool idea to add some dark areas around your body, like around like the face that is darker. And I didn't film it. But it's okay, I'm filming it now. Or like I forgot I wanted to get halfway and then I filmed it. But it's okay. Alright, now we got the dark half coming along very nicely. And what I'm gonna do is add in the contacts. Typically I add in contacts way before I would do any makeup, but I wanted to at least see, because with one of the contacts you can't see out of that eye at all. So I wanted to at least get that done before I added the contacts. So now I'm gonna add the contacts, so bear with me. Alright, we getting it together. Also, if you might have noticed, my makeup has changed a bit. That's because my eyes were mad watering. So if your eyes water like crazy putting contacts in, definitely put it in the makeup first. I said that wrong, but you get the point. Alright, so the last bit that we're gonna do is painting the hand black. And at this point, it's just personal thing that I want to do, but you can do it too if you want. It's easy. And with this part, you take back the Snazzaroo, put some water on it, and just brush, cover it in, cover it. You just lather it up. Then you just paint your arm. You paint it black, just to make it look creepy, to match the entire face. And it's gonna take a couple layers for it to fully do your hand, and personally, I like to do my non-dominant hand so that I can do other things. And then a good technique is to get a sponge and just get it down. I gotta keep showing you guys the hand in the process. And it doesn't have to be like total black. You can get like little bits of skin showing through, because we're gonna add a bit more detail to this. Whew. And then one last little detail is that we're gonna bring back the mascara pen, just draw lines to mimic like tree bark, because kind of mimics the woods. And if you haven't seen the show, Wirt and his brother get lost in the woods and they're being hunted by a beast, and the beast wants them to be like to follow in his place. And there's been a lot of like fan arts of like Wirt turning into the beast, and typically those ones have antlers, but I don't have antlers. If you want to make antlers for this, it's good for you. I just don't want to do it. I like to do it quick and snappy. I like to think I'm a good crafter, but I'm lazy. Like you can see, we might add a few familiar lines, some more lines, just for extra detail. Yeah, now it's coming together. I'm just gonna make the tips. I'm gonna make the top of the hand a bit darker. So I'm gonna go with the sponge. Just oh yeah, it's coming together. It's coming right together. Alright, we got the hand, and this is just one little final detail now. And we're gonna make a bloody nose. But instead of using that blood, we're gonna use black lipstick. And it's really easy. You just put it right up on your nose and just drag it down. Just try to make it as natural as it seems, and then use your finger. Just drag it down. All right. Now we're getting it together. So let's all see this together. Hey, it's a wrap. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoyed my tutorial today on Wirt, both basic and creepy. So, I hope to see you again next time and have a lovely day. Bye.